Good day, everyone. Welcome to 4th Global Multidisciplinary Conference on Social Science, Education and Technology 2025. My name is Vicknesh A.Balasubramaniam, and today I'm going to present examining railway project delays worldwide and in Malaysia through the lens of project planning. Background of the study. Railway infrastructure projects play a crucial role in economic development, urban mobility, and national connectivity. In recent decades, many countries, including Malaysia, have invested heavily in large-scale railway projects such as metro systems, light rail transit, and intercity rail networks. Due to substantial government investment in major projects such as Mass Rapid Transit (MRT), Light Rail Transit (LRT), and East Coast Rail Link (ECRL), Malaysia's railway infrastructure sector has experienced extraordinary growth in recent decades. However, despite this advancement, there are still ongoing delays, cost overruns, and poor performance, especially in public railway projects. Research problem. Railway projects frequently fail to meet their planned cost, schedule, and scope targets. This study addresses the issue of why delays continue to occur despite advances in project management knowledge and tools. Despite the significant financial investments and strategic importance of railway projects, many of these projects experience persistent delays and cost overruns. These challenges raise concern about inefficiencies in project management and planning practices. Purpose of the study. The purpose of the study is to examine the causes of railway project delays both globally and in Malaysia, with a particular focus on the role of project planning in influencing project performance. Research objective. The study aims to identify the key causes of railway project delays, compare global and Malaysian railway projects, and evaluate how deficiencies in scope, cost, and schedule planning contribute to these delays. Importance of the study. Understanding the causes of railway project delays is important for policymakers, project managers, and industry stakeholders. The findings can support better planning practices and help reduce future delays and cost overruns. Global railway project delays. Studies from various countries indicate that railway projects commonly experience delay due to design changes, land acquisition problems, funding constraints, and ineffective coordination among stakeholders. Now, we're going to discuss about global railway project delays from 2020 to 2025. In year 2020, a research titled Factors Affecting Delays in Rail Transportation Projects Using Analytic Network Process, the Case of Iran, found out that inefficient scope and cost planning by the project team is the main contributor for delays and cost overrun in that country. In 2020, in Saudi Arabia, a research about assessment of delay factors in Saudi Arabia railway and metro construction projects found out that project team lacking skills with issues in scope, schedule, and cost planning. In 2021, in India, under the research of identification and assessment of critical factors causing delays in India metro rail projects found out that two items actually contribute for the delays and cost overrun. First is project team lacking of skills, and second one experiencing a scheduling problem. In 2021, in China, a research about triggers of delays in international projects using engineering, procurement, and construction delivery methods in the Belt and Road Initiative case study of the high-speed railway projects found out that absence of procurement scheduling, ineffective team members, and cost planning issues contribute for the delay and cost overruns in the high-speed projects in China. In 2022, in India, analysis of the cost of the time and cost overrun in Pune metro projects found out that poor workforce management, changes in the scope, and land acquisition issues are the main contributor for the delays and cost overruns. In 2022, innovative contracts to address metro rail construction delay research in India found out that lack of understandings of scheduling priorities and scope modification is the main contributors for the delays and cost overrun. In 2023, in Tanzania, a research analysis of risk factors associated with railway projects in Tanzania found out that unclear contract scope, inefficient cost planning, and political tensions actually caused the delays in the railway projects in Tanzania. In 2023, in Ethiopia, causes and impacts of delays in Ethiopian public construction projects. Case of Debris Marcos University construction projects found out that cost planning issues related to price fluctuations, slow decision making by the team members, and frequent scope changes is one of the contributors. And in 2024, Risk Management in Railway Construction Investment, a case study of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, the research conducted in Pakistan, found out that corruptions, delayed decision making by the team members, and design modification due to unclear scope contribute for the delays in projects in Pakistan. In 2024, in Vietnam, a research on significant risks that trigger costs, overruns, and delays in urban railway projects, a typical case study of Vietnam, found out that design modification, insufficient and ineffective cost planning contribute for the delay in railway projects in Vietnam. In 2025, another research investigating the possible regression functions for modeling delays in infrastructure projects in South Asia found out that design modifications, contractor delays, procurement delays, and land acquisition and resettlement issue make the main contributors for the delays in South Asia railway projects. Next, we move to Malaysian's railway projects overview. In Malaysia, major railway projects such as LRT3, the East Coast Rail Link (ECRL), and double tracking projects, which is KVDT1 and KVDT2, have experienced schedule delays and cost adjustment over the years. Causes of delays in Malaysia. Academic studies and official reports indicate that Malaysia's railway projects delays are commonly caused by design changes, poor schedule preparation, material procurement issues, land acquisition challenges, and financial constraints. Now, let me see the major ongoing railway projects that reported delay in news source from 2020 to 2025. This is to confirm that all the major railway projects in Malaysia is actually delayed. First, the LRT3 from Bandar Utama to Johan Setiap, where the original completion date should be in 2020, and then the new target date now is March 2025, and the cause of delay is due to the cost rationalization, alignment redesign, and COVID-19 pandemic. The East Coast Rail Link (ECRL), the original completion date is 2024 and the new target date is December 2026. This is due to the project resets in 2019, land acquisition issues, and COVID-19 pandemic. For Johor Bahru and Singapore RTS Link, the original completion date should be in 2024 and the new one is 2026. This is due to the bilateral renegotiation and COVID-19 pandemic. For Klang Valley double tracking KVDT Phase 2, the original completion date should be in 2021 and new target date is 2025, and this is due to land disputes and contractor delays. For the Gemas JB electrified double tracking, the original completion date is 2021 and new target date is Q1 2025, and this is due to land acquisition issues and COVID-19 pandemic. Next, we will see on recent related research done on Malaysian's railway project delay from 2020 to 2025. In 2020, a research on cost risk of railway projects and its effective mitigation strategy found out that flawed design changes and error and unrealistic project plans and schedules contribute for the delays in railway projects in Malaysia. In 2025, ranking of railway construction project delay factors in Malaysia by using R2 found out that delays in material procurement and contractor payments is actually the main contributors for the key causes of delay in Malaysia. In 2022, under the research of technical risk mitigation framework for railway construction projects in Malaysia, found out that flawed designs, expanded scope of work, complex system design errors, and challenges in system integration during construction is the main contributors for the delays in Malaysian railway projects. In 2024, a research on spatial environmental impact of the LRT3 development project, a perspection study in Section 7 Shah Alam found out that the key cause is due to the environmental scope restriction. In 2024, another research on assessment of cost influences in rail projects from contractors' perspective found out that insufficient focus on critical elements of cost management required to ensure the effective completion of the rail projects is actually the main reason why the rail projects in Malaysia is actually delayed. In another research in 2024 about the relationship between schedule delay factors and project performance in civil engineering works found out that the key contributors for the delays in railway projects in Malaysia is due to contractors' lack of the financial capability and experiences, and design changes made during the construction is actually restriction for them to complete the project on time. Planning issues in Malaysian projects. Even though there are many wordings used to describe the delays in railway projects in Malaysia, many of the identified delay factors in Malaysian railway projects can be traced back to weaknesses during the planning stage, particularly in defining scope, estimating costs, and setting realistic schedules. Now, let me discuss about the project planning, the concept of the project planning. Project planning is a fundamental phase in project management that defines what needs to be delivered, how much it will cost, and how long it will take. Effective planning establishes a clear roadmap for the project execution. Basically, what is scope planning? Scope planning involves clearly defining project objective, deliverables, and boundaries. When scope is poorly defined, changes are likely to occur during construction, leading to delays and increased costs. This is what we call as scope creep during the project execution. Cost planning. Cost planning focuses on estimating, budgeting, and controlling project costs. Inadequate cost planning can result in funding shortfalls, contractor financial difficulties, and procurement delays. Next is schedule planning. Schedule planning determines the sequence and duration of the project activities. Unrealistic timelines and weak monitoring mechanism often result in missed milestones and extended project durations. Now, let me see what is PMBOK perspective on this. According to the Project Management Body of Knowledge PMBOK, effective management of the scope, cost, and schedule is essential for project success. Deficiencies in these areas increase the likelihood of the delays. The alignment of processes from railway project delays in Malaysia as per PMBOK guideline. Under the knowledge area of scope, schedule, and cost, the process group of planning, for the scope we have plan scope management, collect requirements, define scope, and create WBS. For the schedule, plan schedule management, define activities, sequence activities, estimate activity durations, and develop schedule. And for the cost, is plan cost management, estimate cost, and determine the budget. Key findings from this research. The findings suggest that railway projects delays are largely driven by incomplete or ineffective initial planning. Scope, cost, and schedule issues are closely interrelated and tend to amplify one another. Conclusion. In conclusion, railway project delays in both global and Malaysian contexts highlight the critical importance of robust project planning. Strengthening early planning practices can significantly improve project performance and reduce delays. Thank you all.